I fall for you every time I try to resist. We can get away. Come chase beach views and every day. All I wanna hear is
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to NikkiReactsTV. It's your girl Nikki, and I am back with another reaction video. So let's just get right into it. Now, I posted a video on my other channel. If you are not following it, what are you even doing? The link is down below in the description, so go smash that subscribe. But anyways, I posted a video of Lele announcing yet another breakup with Coco, saying that they will not be getting back together because the entire situation is just too stressful and that old girl is driving this man crazy, and he refuses to take legal action. But despite Coco not wanting to take these extreme measures, Lele says her attorneys are on go, honey, and ready for whatever, because she is tired of these daily indirect social media harassments from this individual. Now, I say indirect because of old girl's behind the scenes block moves. I mean, we did see that the other night, right? So anyways, indirect threats. But in the words of Jay-Z, honey, if it ain't directed directly, it ain't respected. But one time for Lele for not tolerating the uckery and taking the appropriate legal measures to attempt to put this person where they will feel it, and that's in those pockets. Now, you can't continue to harass people every day who are not even thinking twice about you and living their lives. Now, jealousy and greed are definitely major factors, and let's hope that she sees a physician who can peel those disease characters away. Now, a lot of you seem to think that this was just drama to stir up commotion and to up those views and those numbers, but from an unbiased standpoint, because I don't know any of these people personally, I'm just observing it as two individuals who are in a relationship and unfortunately are letting it play out on the internet. That's against my better judgment, but honey, they're grown adults, they can do what they want to do. Now, real feelings are involved, and sometimes we let our emotions get the best of us and we say things in the heat of the moment that we later regret, and that is what I saw in this situation. Now, I know a lot of you have your reservations and your opinions about Coco. I don't know if it's because of his past relationship with the other individual, if it's because of his criminal history, or if it's because he can sometimes appear to come off quote-unquote aggressive. But despite all of that, you have to look at it from a standpoint, in my opinion, that here is a person who has this criminal history, unfortunately, who was in a relationship with a woman who has slandered him all over the internet. He is overcoming these obstacles and still remaining and trying and attempting to remain positive to the best of his ability. I mean, he is not reverting back to the streets. He is trying to find a positive way to hustle. And for that, you gotta give the man credit. So we are not gonna be revisiting the makeups and the breakups unless it's something substantial that warrants a reaction. So in the meantime, let's just keep these two with great energy, positivity, and I'm glad Coco has found someone that he is compatible with, and they share great chemistry. So we wanna keep seeing that positivity as well. And also, Lele seems like a pretty strong woman, and sometimes these niggas need a person like that in their corner who ain't gonna tolerate a bunch of BS and put them in their place at times, okay? But anyways, you guys, that's that on that, and let's move on to our next topic. Now, child, where do we even begin? So B is the next contestant on The Price Is Not Right. And if you have been living under a rock, honey, where have you been on these YouTube streets? Because it has been going down. Okay, so your girl B and old girl have fell out, and B done broke loose. It's free at last, and honey, it is spilling all the tea. So go check out my other channel. The link is down below if you want to catch up to speed on how it all went down. But we're just going to get right into the mess. So old girl and B are no longer friends, and B is no longer in the house. I believe she is back in Florida, and she wasted no time heading to social media, letting us know what happened, and apparently she done got fired on her day off.
How the hell you gonna get fired on your day off?
Yes, child. She done fired her friend. She done relocated to Atlanta, moved her in her house, made her all these promises, only to fire her in the end. Now, this ignited a whole feud between the two, and B got on live speaking her truth, saying how she felt, and this is some of the things that she had to say.
God's child would never do you like you did your friend. Take away from all her and then want to try to flip the script to make it look like she done did something, like I done did something. You know, she tried to buy his love and affection and buy this and buy that. People cannot be bought. So when he, you know, got wind the first stuff, I guess he, you know, decided to move on, and she can't handle that. She thought her money was going to buy his love and affection when it didn't. I guess it was a skit or a joke at first, and they, you know, became to get in a relationship or whatever, and it's killing her. You know, she is doing whatever she can to break them people apart, hiring people to do fake pages and fake this and fake that, and, you know, just harassing the people like I'm being harassed. I see why you be so tired and I had to get up and take the kids to school. You ain't got no energy because you've been on this thing all day and all night. Like, girl, get some rest, get some sleep, leave it alone, put it down. Tend to your family, your kids and stuff. Jesus. That'll make you a good mom, brushing them off on somebody else to raise them. Raise them yourself. That's why you mad at me, because I raised all of mine.
Somebody asked, did she put a hit out on Coco?
She tried to. Yeah, she sure did. Got on the phone calling a whole bunch of people, offering people $5,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to do it. You know what I mean? If we would have been in the city, somebody probably would have took up, but boy probably would have did that. But she did reach out to a few people to put a hit out on that boy. He don't want to be with her. And you can't play like that with people's lives. If he don't want to be with you, just leave him alone. Let it go. Find somebody else. Your dating apps and dating profiles, you got about 10 of them, paying for all of them. Everybody knows she's a big bulldogger. Everybody knows she's a big bulldogger. She's been doing it since 6. She's been bulldagging since 6 years old. You ain't made up your mind which way you want to go yet? Can't get a boyfriend or a girlfriend. All I know is she be inviting people from that sex club over to that house. And that's not the business, because you don't know what people got up their sleeves and it just inviting everybody and anybody. And no, because there's diseases and stuff going up. You can't be inviting people from no sex club to your house. That done did it to everybody and everything in there.
So those are just some of the highlights that I wanted to talk about. So let's dive into that for a minute. Now, she mentioned that the girl wanted to put a hit out on your boy, but this is to no surprise, because if you guys remember when she was out in the farmhouse and her and Coco were going back and forth at that time, she insinuated that she was going to do the same thing, but to a lesser degree. I believe it was like $500 for somebody to go over there and to do something to him. But now she is taking it to the extreme, if this is indeed true, what B is alleging. I mean, she's just not talking about taking somebody's page down, but she is talking about taking somebody off the planet. I mean, because if this doesn't warrant any type of legal repercussions, then I don't know what does, because that is just some crazy-ish. So how do you guys feel about B saying that she is the one that has to make sure the little girl gets to school every day, because the mom is up all night long, draining all of her energy, worrying and obsessing about Coco and Lele, hollering and screaming in the phone, checking multiple social media platforms, between 20,000 phones. I mean, that is kind of draining. So she sleeps in the morning and does not get up to take the little girl to school, according to B. So how do you guys feel about that? I mean, I would say that it's no surprise, because there are days when it is during the week, and we have seen the little girl home multiple times during the week, but that's just an observation. So let's talk about these sex clubs that B mentioned that old girl likes to go to. Now, she goes to these clubs and she brings these people and invites them back to her home, mind you, during the Rona. And plus, you don't know if you're inviting Jeffrey Dahmer back to your house where your minor child resides. Like, that's just crazy, child. But I guess everybody out here looking for love in all the wrong places.
I was looking for love in all the wrong places.
So B has been speaking and saying a lot of things. This was just one out of multiple lives where she is speaking her truths and saying what went down from her perspective. Now, this also ignited the fire in old girl, which she got on live last night, honey, and went into a whole tantrum. I mean, just drooling at the mouth, honey, foaming, went into a whole exorcism stating her truth. But this is where I have to come in and look at B a little sideways, child, because it was all kiki and giggles when you was over there in that house and when all that action was being done to these people. So where was the concern then? I don't know, child. I don't know if you can sit with us just yet. But what I will say in her defense is that she really was not coming for people and being all in the camera and being all, malicious like the other individual. She kind of was a little reserved, and she kind of did not, want to be on the forefront like that. But when they were sitting at the round table, we did hear all the giggling and cackling in the background. I don't know if you was just, just trying to get in where you fit in, even though you knew deep down in your heart that's not what you truly believed in, or probably didn't want to say anything because you know how things go down with her. But at the end of the day, I do commend B for coming out and for speaking her truth, even if it was only because she was forced to. She is still coming out and saying what it was. And plus, as an observation that I did notice, whenever that individual would get on camera and you would see B in the background and the individual was trying to engage with B, B wasn't really like enthused about whatever she had going on. She wasn't really engaged or really seemed interested at all in all the shenanigans. So I will give that to B. And I know a lot of you guys feel like this is a skit, but at this point, and from what we've seen last night from the other individual, I do not believe that this is a skit. I do believe that B is being genuine and telling her truth. So let's not be too quick to bash, and let's just sit back and see how all this plays out. So let's get into this live last night with the other individual child that is in question here. So she gets on live last night and she was going on for about 3 hours straight, wiping that mouth about 200 times. I mean, drooling all out of the mouth, spit flying everywhere, head was doing a 360. I mean, she was going in. She was going off. She was telling her truth about what happened. Now, I ain't even gonna hold you. I could not sit there and stomach that rant for almost 2.5 hours of pure redundancy. So I was watching it intermittently, you guys, and what I've heard is the same thing that we've all heard multiple times whenever she gets into it with someone. The multiple THREATS's. And she told B she wanted to throw fades. I mean, why she always want to fight somebody when she get mad? Girl, you pushing 40, go find you a chair and sit down somewhere. So yeah, I didn't listen to the entire live. Y'all can head on over to there and watch that crazy-ish if you want to. And if you want to, I mean, if you want to get a headache. Now, in her defense, I will say that she is telling her truth. B is telling her truth. And then somewhere in the middle, we have the actual truth. Now, there are a lot of people that are coming for B. They're bashing her. They're dragging her in the comments because they are saying, how can you get up here and talk about your friend when she brought you in? She gave you a place to stay. You didn't have to pay any bills. Well, that does not justify anything. See, you have these supporters of the other individual who, they're like a cult following. They're like the Beehive. They're like the Barbs. They are so obsessed with this woman that they cannot see past the effed up things that she does and that she says. So anybody that's in retaliation of her, that goes against her, that disagrees with her, these people will come after you in your comment sections. I mean, this woman could literally take an infant and throw it out of the window, and they will find some justification in that. That's just a terrible example, but that's the point that I'm trying to make. They are stan. And if you don't know what a stan is, just Google Stan by Eminem, and those are her supporters. And they're mostly women of a particular age. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but when you old and messy, shame on you. And how you gonna walk into church Sunday morning with your big hat and your guilty heart? I guess the devil was once an angel too. So back to the live. So this person also stated that they were giving away their daughter to quote unquote live her life the way she wants to, end quote. Now, I don't know what type of life there is without your kids in it, but it's obviously one that she wants. I believe that she's so consumed in this social media world and this social media life that it is consuming her mind to where she has to focus all of her time and her energy on what the comments are saying, on what people think of her, of how we view her, of how many followers she has, of what that check looks like every month, that she does not have any time to dedicate to those children. I think social media has really become an addiction for her, to where she has no interest in fulfilling her motherly duties. I mean, but what do we really expect here? I mean, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And what's so ironic is that she praises these women like Miss LaTruth, who has, you know, the social media thing going and a family and a husband, and does not have all of these issues. So is she just a product of her environments? Is that the excuse that the supporters are gonna give her? Are gonna justify this? Or is she a product of addiction, aka social media? Comment down below and let me know, what do you guys think? Now let's get into these comments, because you guys know it's always the comments for me. And let's see what the viewers have to say about all of these shenanigans that's going on. So one viewer says, now she's sending Rennie away. When will she be responsible for her own children's well-being? Why place your children all over the place? They should all be together. Situation is getting worse for PH. Social media is more important than bringing her family together. Sad. So another user says, she was like a rabid dog last night, actually foaming at the mouth. Very wicked. Not a moral bone, piece of dignity or integrity inside of her. So this user says, I was able to stomach watching PH talk about B like a dog last night, ripping her from A to Z. She clearly had both feet on B's neck. She didn't hold back. She talked about her kids and all, but people talking about kids are off limits. Well, PH opened the door for hers to be talked about. This is the most craziest thing I've ever seen since high school. PH got a mouth on her. It's on now. The Real Deal says, B, take the gloves off, sweetie. We know she was lying, trying to convince her followers she not a effed up person. If they didn't see through that live last night, they are not humans. So Diana says, such an evil and wicked individual. I really hope the daughter goes to live somewhere else. She deserves so much better. So Jazz says, B confirmed that Courtney wasn't lying about the warehouse fight. And B takes to Facebook, and this is what she has to say. Looks like I gotta go make a YouTube because she paid people to do her dirty work. She about to have my page removed, but y'all stay tuned. I'm coming back. We just gonna take it over there. So yeah, B's Facebook page was temporarily deleted or blocked, and then she was able to retrieve her page back. So B has confirmed that not only in this post, but also in her lives, that she is indeed responsible for blocking people's pages. I mean, and I was reading a lot of comments where people were saying that, so now you guys believe Coco and Lele when they say that their page is blocked and this individual is allegedly the culprit. So again, we are not surprised here. This is just confirmation to what people were already assuming, to what people are already thinking. So B just really pretty much confirms what everybody already knew, that this individual is indeed responsible for blocking and removing these pages. So guys, leave your comments down below and let me know, what do you guys think? Who do you believe? Oh girl, do you believe B is telling the truth? Do you think they should rekindle their friendship? Or do you think B dodged a bullet? So let's get that comment section popping. You know your girl will be pulling up. And if you enjoyed this video, give your girl a big thumbs up. Let's get this video to 1K likes. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you are not following my other channel, the link will be down below in the description. And so then guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.